Hello everyone, my name is Tocho and welcome back to another episode of Subnautica. So you may have noticed, well, no you didn't, you really didn't, no one watches these, but this video went out a day late because I was just about to finish recording it, like I was at the end of saying my outro, getting ready to press the stop record, save video button, and the power went out all throughout my house, so I lost everything. So, this is technically a re-recording of this episode. Yeah. So, in knowing what I have to do today, I went ahead and prepared a little bit. I made 3 blue tablets. I don't remember how many I need. I just remember I had to go out and get some. And I put a fabricator on the Cyclops. Now, the fabricator on the Cyclops shouldn't be necessary anymore because I already have the blue fragments, but since we have the thermal generator upgrade for the Cyclops, it doesn't hurt to have it, or it's not going to hurt us to have it on board. So, first thing we're going to do is back out this way and see if we can avoid Chungus. Hi, friend. I hear you. Where are you? Also, a lot of the lost episode was me yelling about how everything was broken. It was bad. It was all bad. And hopefully you won't have to see that. Hopefully the game will have fixed itself by now. Ah, crap. So there he is. I gotta... Where am I? Okay, sorry. Oh, why are you here? No. Just go! You're draining all my power cells. So yeah, that happened last time too. This doesn't bode well. Can I sneak past him? Take off the shield? Might have to go out and repair. Hold on. Oh yeah, let's go out and repair. Where are the breaches? Just the one? Okay. So yeah, he just followed us straight down there last time as well. And it only got worse from there. Who is what? Jesus, okay. This is actually off to a worse start than last time. But it's fine. Everything's fine. We are more prepared this time. I know what to expect. Well, I know what to expect. You guys might not. But let's see just how broken this game is, because he followed us down last time, and then we lost him. He disappeared. I don't know where he went. I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be 2 sea dragons, one like down here and one in the top section. But we lost track of the one down here in the last time we came down here. We can still hear him, but again, I don't know where he went. Okay, so we're just going to run away into here. If he's not around, then we don't need to hide. He's close. He's probably stuck in the same spot he was last time. So we're just gonna park on top of here. Okay.
Engine powering down.
Okay, we're gonna leave that here. We are going to get water, first off. And I gotta admit, there's some pretty neat stuff that's about to happen, and it's a bit of a shame that Jesus. It's a bit of a shame that I can't get my actual reaction on video because I've already been through everything that's going to happen today, which is disappointing because that's a lot of neat stuff that's going to happen. Those lava shoots came out from the floor. Okay, so we are here. You're not supposed to be here. Go away. That's not supposed to be possible. Ah, Jesus. Hey guys, everything's worse than it was. It's all, this didn't happen last time. This is, this is in the same area of things that happened last time, but this specific thing did not. Insert tablets. That should be the one that we got from the thermal plant, then I needed another one later on, so I went ahead and made it now. And are we going to have to fight the ramps this time again? No? Good boy.
Translating local alien broadcast. Warning, vaccine development program terminated. Emperor egg hatching project terminated. Live specimens terminated. Evacuate immediately.
Okay, so here we have the ion cube fabricator, which in the previously posted episode, we learned that ion cubes are artificially made. Here we go. Oh, stop it! Ah, it's so loud. Anyways, we learned that ion cubes are fabricated, and I had speculated on whether or not we'd find a renewable source of these. Well, this is it. So now we have an unlimited supply of ion cubes, which means that we can make the ion batteries and power cells, which I haven't made them yet, but I can only assume that they hold more energy, more efficient. Okay, come on, let's not go through this again today. And now it's going to get to work making more. Okay, so then we have all these things. They have like a display cases, so I'm not sure if this is supposed to be like a museum piece or if these actually serve a function, or maybe both. But the way that they're laid out seems... this seems like an exhibit at a museum, right? Like things are on display in like a nice uniform fashion. You can get a good look around the whole thing. But I'm not sure that an alien species this advanced would need something as quaint as a museum. Because especially with some of the things that we see later on, it would facilitate like an interactive learning experience, but this is also... Gee, why is everything so loud? Anyways, this would facilitate like an interactive learning experience for like, you know, like a school field trip kind of atmosphere is what I'm getting out of it. But I'm not sure this advanced alien... Oh my god, that's just annoying. I think the game might be more broken than it was last time. Anyways, let's take a look at what we found here. Alien data, artifacts. So this rock-like object features organic as well as mechanical parts, and there is some genetic and technological crossover with design of the self-morphing constructs encountered elsewhere. It appears to serve no purpose in its current state and is awaiting some kind of activation sequence. Materials such as this may have been a fundamental building block of the aliens' technology or even the aliens themselves. Which, we're going over the things that we just get in the display case. Okay, the alien carving. This carving is hundreds of thousands of years old, made from unrecognized natural fiber grown on unknown planets. It bears striking resemblance to the old Earth yin-yang symbol. Two competing theories may explain this similarity. First one is aliens visited Earth prior to 4th century BC and influenced the development of ancient Chinese philosophy. 2 is the concept of yin and yang is universal. Since yin and yang describes the fundamental interdependency of seemingly opposite forces, it may be a necessary essential understanding in some form in all sufficiently developed civilizations. The tapering of two circles, union, into opposed and infinitesimally small points, the finite, is one logical way to represent this understanding and may have been developed independently by species other than humans. Another theory is also maybe the aliens came to Earth and then picked it up from us, but we don't know. This artifact is unpowered, suggesting it serves a ceremonial rather than practical purpose. The pyramid resembles a vine spiraling upwards towards a warm blue stone mounted above it. It may represent a plant found in the aliens' homeworld, a building of religious importance, or even the gravitational pull of their home solar system. So they seem to have items on display that don't serve a function. Ancient Earth Blade. This ancient Earth Blade dating back to 13th century. Blood samples on the blade match DNA of 7 separate heads from states. The DNA of 7 separate heads of states from the period. There we go. This evidence supports the theory that the aliens are an ancient spaceborne civilization engaged in their surreptitious study of less developed species. It also confirms that they have had contact with humans before with the alien carving bit. Holographic projector. This device contains a network apparatus and holographic projection unit. It was likely used as a communications relay, capturing and projecting the image of the user to a remote location. There do not appear to be any other devices in range. Scans show some form of advanced nanobots inside the seemingly empty case. These bots are substantially smaller than any developed within the Federation, and it is not possible to ascertain their exact function. It would, however, be unwise to release them. This device contains highly unstable radioactive isotope likely to destroy all organisms exposed to it, while leaving physical structures intact. Although it would function perfectly well as a weapon, it was more likely used to sterilize spaces for later inhabitation. Without instructions, it would be unwise to interact with it. The rudimentary tablet. This device shares many similarities with the tablets used to access alien facilities, although its structure is rather less complex. It may have had served a similar purpose, granting security access and storing relevant data, and was thus kept here as a form of legacy support. The tracking implant. This construct is emitting high bandwidth signal consistent with alien transmissions intercepted elsewhere. DNA on the exterior indicates it was once implanted inside of a life forms indigenous to 4546b. Its size suggesting the subject was a Leviathan-class organism. Beyond tracking and broadcasting its location, the implant may also have recorded biological data on the subject. However, this data cannot be retrieved. And a translation device. This device stores linguistic data from over 1,000 different languages. The core of the device may allow alien text to be read and translated. Analysis of the onboard data reveals a number of ancient Earth languages, and the term CHBC Live appears many times in the device's data. Its import is unclear. The device seems to be configured to translate it into the designer's language. It will not work the other way around. It's a one-way translator. So, a few of these things seem to have, practical use, like the unstable isotope they would have used to sterilize areas, and then... Or they would have had to, sterilize any facilities that they made because of the corrobacterium. Any containment units they made to, house research subjects they would have had to sterilize beforehand. But they also have a couple things that they only seem to serve, ornamental purposes, like the carving, the sword, the little statue. Those little alien robots we forgot to read off last time. This device is of alien origin, although design is relatively simple. Its low threat level is at odds with the advanced technology apparently available to its designers, suggesting it was intended more to patrol alien facilities and repair damaged infrastructure than to deter invaders. Despite its simple design, this construction is quite elegant in its minimalism. 4 electromagnetic legs allow it to traverse floors, walls, and ceilings with reasonable speed and appear to be replaceable. Internally, there are few moving parts, rendering this construct energy efficient and resistant to wear over time. A rechargeable ion-based power reserve ensures it continues to operate. Immobilize and return to Altera for mutual profits. So I'm not sure if that means we get something, a bonus for trying to take out one of these things. Should we try it? For science? I don't think we can actually do anything to this because it's made out of that extra hard stuff. Oop. Where'd it go? Hello? I actually didn't try that last time. Did we kill it with a knife? I don't know where it went. That makes me uncomfortable. Okay. This is the thermal plant from the previous episode. This system is directly converting local thermal energy to electrical current at 90% efficiency, which is bloody insane. Most of this energy is being stored in a battery-like devices within the plant itself, each of which holds enough power to power a small city for a year. Some of it, however, is being drained off, presumably as it is distributed to other facilities on the planet. The power plant appears to be fully automated and given current understanding of mechanisms involved uninterruptible, so we can't turn off the power plant in order to turn off the laser. Okay, smooth and cold with a blue light which illuminates an alien symbol resembling an uppercase H. While it is likely these devices served in part as security clearance for whoever constructed them, their size suggests some additional purpose, such as personal computers. Whatever the case, the technology is far beyond humanity's own. And then we have the ion cube fabricator. This device appears to be the origin of the raw mineral that forms the base of the ion cubes, which power smaller alien systems, likely drawing power itself from the main thermal plants. This device may represent an almost limitless source of energy. Okay, so let's
Welcome aboard, Captain.
get a data download up there. Let's go ahead and harvest some more of these ion cubes. I don't know why the environment is bugging out the way it is. Okay, so Fairfeather doesn't like being out and about, so we're going to leave him there for a second because a lot of the lost episode was me fighting Fairfeather. Enzyme 42 project data. According to translated data logs, an indigenous Leviathan species was found to produce a unique substance referred to as Enzyme 42, which inhibited the symptoms of the Kara bacterial infection in other indigenous organisms. The specimen was captured and contained in a purpose-built habitat for further study. The alien researchers went to great lengths to provide for the life form's environmental needs, including the import of interdependent flora and fauna via an on-site warp gate. However, its health quickly deteriorated. When quarantine was imposed, all warp gates and force fields were sealed. All attempts to develop the enzyme into a vaccine have been unsuccessful. Which, normally I would give theories and, go over what that actually means, but it would be ingenuine now because I've already seen what's happening. And we have this thing. Hi, friend, preserved fetus. This is the Sea Emperor fetus. Found preserved in a display case, it was likely the child of the adult specimen contained within the facility. Physiology. Superficial damage to the specimen indicates it was artificially removed from its egg casings. Stunted tissue development suggests the organism expired during the removal process. Tissue samples have been taken from its the digestive tracts. It appears the aliens were attempting to formulate a cure for the bacterium from enzymes produced in the species' digestive system. Dear God, what is wrong with my tongue? Without a young, healthy specimen, these efforts were in vain. So whatever they were holding in here, this is the baby of one of them, forcibly removed from its egg. Which, these eggs aren't eggs that we know them, where the embryonic stages of development take place inside the egg, and then they hatch when they're fully developed. They're actually in the egg fully developed from the start. And then when they're laid, they're just waiting for the right conditions to be like, hey, it's safe to come out kind of thing. Like the right environmental support. So they actually stay in a form of stasis for as long as they need to. But apparently if they're hatched improperly or forcibly removed, they can't sustain themselves. Because the environment's not right. And then through these other doors, we just have other portals, which is why I was gathering ion cubes. Which are stuck on Ferret Feather because everything he mines goes straight into his pack. I should know this by now. But yeah, according to these logs, whatever subjects were held here, they were terminated when quarantine protocol was initiated. Okay. Also, I made a big thing about, getting purple tablets for to get through the thermal plant. I didn't realize that I had 2 on Ferret Feather, even though I had opened his inventory like twice before I actually said that. I completely did not register that they were in there. So I went out and, gee, what's that? Hi. Don't do that. That is the sea dragon bugging out, by the way, is what that is. He's not supposed to hit through here. So there are a bunch of portals in this area, which I'm just going to run around and turn them all on first. I don't think I actually went through them in the last episode. Not yet, we haven't. And then we have this place. You have a data download over here. At least the crabs in this area don't seem to be hostile like the ones at the thermal plant. Ventilation control.
PDA data.
Water flowing to and from the primary containment facility is being automatically controlled independently of other safeguards. Data on the water composition here has been recorded. Inflow. Water is being drawn from different biomes around the surface of the planet. The water temperature is considerably lower than the volcanic environment outside of the facility, while microorganisms and nutrient counts are substantially higher. Oxygen-deprived water is being flooded from the system and recycled back to the surface. So this is those vents that we found on the surface. You can even see peepers are being thrown throughout the system. But those vents lead down to here. We can actually scan these. An outflow pipe and the inflow pipe. So peepers entering the containment facility. Pipes drawing water into the containment facility are filled with peepers arriving from the surface. The fish show no signs of distress. Specimens scanned have all consumed high quantities of seed and organic matter from the surface. Some specimens are beginning to show signs of infection from the Karar. And where are we on this? Because I need to find the other one. Oh, here we go. And this is the exit pipe. Enzyme hosts peepers leaving the containment facility. The outflow pipes are filled with peepers traveling back towards the surface. Specimens show no symptoms of infection. All specimens scanned are carrying enzyme 42, which data suggests inhibits the bacterium. Specimens' stomach cavities are otherwise empty, suggesting they may have purged the contents before entering the pipes. If peepers have evolved to distribute the enzyme via the pipe network, this may explain part of the mechanism by which life on 4546b survived, since the bacterial outbreak. Which is another thing I was theorizing about, is that if they're able to go into the pipes, and then we already know from scanning peepers that they're designed to, or they've adapted to transmit enzymes around. And from what we've observed by the couple of vents that we found, is that their life is concentrated around those vents. Whereas, and I did take a peek off camera at what's outside of the quote unquote map zone, and it's all dead. It's all nothing. There's nothing out there. But the areas around the pipes are thriving because these guys are essentially bringing back a temporary cure into the surface environments. Which would also suggest, even though the reports say that a purge protocol was initiated on all of the test subjects, something down here is still producing the enzyme. That, the enzyme 45 that cures, temporarily, it eradicates the bacteria in the body. But that still exists down here somehow, so either the aliens found a way to fabricate it, or whatever produces it naturally is still down here. Got another portal room up here. And I say cure temporarily, it does cure the Karar, but the fact that, the Karar is a bacteria and it's rampant on this planet, like it's everywhere in the water. So while the enzyme will cure you, if you go back into the water, it will probably, when the enzyme's out of your system, the bacteria will take over again. So you have to have like regular contact with the enzyme if you're going to make regular contact with the Karar. We're not going to head in there just yet. We're going to do these other rooms over here. Whichever follows the patterns, it should be portal, facility, portal. So this one should be portal, next door's facility. Portal. It's so nice that we have unlimited ion cubes now. Okay, so that was a portal. This one should be a facility. Yep. Oh, hello.
This room appears to be a biological archive storing more than 40 indigenous egg specimens in different states of development.
Yeah, so that happened last time also, and it still freaks me out, which, he's actually pretty chill. Oh, you were chill? What the hell? Jerk.
Detecting unusually passive behavioral patterns in nearby predators. Reason unknown.
Yeah, you call that passive? And this is just egg storage. There's a data download here, actually.
Integrating new EDA data.
See Emperor Leviathan research. Specimen size categories have been adjusted upward to accommodate this species. So this thing is apparently, with that statement, this thing is large enough that they had to redefine the Leviathan class to accommodate it. Feeding and digestion alien research data. And what was that? What just flew by my face? Alien research data indicates that despite its size, this species feeds entirely on microorganisms it filters from the water, which themselves depend on a complicated ecosystem of plant and animal life. Large ovary-like organs are carried in the creature's middle section, suggesting that, like other species on this planet, it produces eggs. However, internal scar tissue indicates probable infertility. Enzyme 42. The Emperor manufactures enzyme 42 within its stomach cavity to break down its food and will occasionally expel it into the surrounding waters. This substance was found to neutralize the effects of the bacterium, and its presence in the ecosystem today would explain how life on this planet survived the outbreak. It would remain to be explained by what mechanism the enzyme is being delivered. Well, it would remain to be explained. We already know that peepers are delivering it. Comparative analysis of size and metabolic rates indicates the specimen captured by the researchers was approximately 1,600 years old. And this, I don't remember how old this facility would have been, but it's like in the thousands of years, so it was 1,600 years old at the time they captured it. Extensive internal and external scar tissue suggests it had lived well in excess of its peak lifespan for its species. While a healthy Emperor specimen may have held some potential as secure, it is unlikely any research subjects survived the quarantine procedures. So whatever the thing that was held here was referred to as the Sea Emperor Leviathan, which is apparently even larger than the Sea Dragon out there. It produced the enzyme 42, the cure for the Kara in its stomach, naturally. I don't know if that was something that all of them did or just this one did. As like a mutation and adaptation to having the Kara. I don't know if the Kara was something that was introduced to the planet or if it naturally occurred here and it just adapted to it. We don't know. Okay, so I'm going to go and get food and water real quick. And then we'll get right back into here. Would you stop it? Yeah, he's bugged out inside the walls. Alright, so we are back. Filled up on food and water. That's still loud as hell. Let's go have a look up here. I don't think we did that yet. Or did we? Oh yeah, we did. Okay. Okay, so with that, it's time to make our way through here. Why are you in the building? Could you not? Anyways, blue tablet. So this will be the... Hello? Yeah, like I said, guys, this is all kinds of broken. This would be the containment facility, then. And it is very unnerving that you can't actually see what's under there, but the water's blue. And it's a lot larger than we thought it was. And hello, you! Hi, friend.
Are you here to play? Others came here once. They built these walls. They played alone. They bored me. Now they're gone. And instead, we have you. We are curious whether you swim with the current or fight against it, as they did.
Yeah! Yeah, I did like a royal freak out the first time I saw this thing, but that was in the last episode. And if I tried to recreate that now, it wouldn't be... It'd just be cheap. But yeah, it's somehow still alive down here. It seems like all of the life support for this area was on separate failsafe systems, so it wasn't triggered with quarantine.
Unlike other alien facilities, scans indicate this location supports a diverse and healthy ecosystem. Explanation unclear at this time.
So while this is an artificial tank for it, between like the alien zone design, because they actually like did bring in things to...
Environment scans indicate the water here is rich with a rare, plankton-like life form which depends on the organic detritus produced by the ecosystem around it.
So yeah, a mix between the aliens actually, you know, consciously trying to make a perfect habitat for the Emperor and the interaction that is provided from the surface biomes with the vents and stuff. It's still able to support equilibrium? I guess is the word I'm looking for. What do we have in here? We have some eggs. Give them a scan. Let's see, sea emperor eggs. Uncommonly strong shell lining, organic growth on the exterior suggests these eggs may be hundreds of thousands of years old. Alien devices penetrating the outer shell layer, likely designed to supply them with nutrients and to isolate them from the surrounding environment. What was that? Oh, alright. Yeah. Emperor sits and just has a look at you. Just, it's fine. I'm not going to bother your children. God, you're cool. Okay. Likely designed to supply them with nutrients and to isolate them from the surrounding environments. Amniotic sac. Like many eggs on 4546b, these do not contain a nutrient supply which is slowly exhausted by the embryo. Instead, they exist in a form of natural stasis, awaiting for appropriate hatching conditions. There is a high genetic match between these organisms and the Leviathan in the vicinity. They appear to be stable and healthy. It is
30 seconds.
Okay, right, breathing. I have to breathe. I'm a mammal.
Oxygen.
Woo! Okay, can we surface long enough to breathe, please? 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 Everything's broken, guys. Okay. Anyways, what were we reading? Okay. Wait, what did it say at the end? It is likely ideal hatching conditions for the eggs vary considerably from the ideal survival conditions for the parents. So the reason these things haven't hatched yet, even though this area is suitable to support the parents, it's not the right environmental conditions to hatch on their own. So they've been in stasis for God knows how long. And there was another thing I could scan. Was it this? Yes. The Emperor specimen's eggs are attached to some form of incubator. In a normal life cycle, it seems likely that the sea emperors would have buried their eggs in shallower waters, where different organic materials in the soil would have triggered a hatching response. The incubator suggests the aliens had resorted to developing artificial hatching enzymes which would stimulate the egg's natural hatching environment, but were unable to discover the formula. With extensive information on the sea emperors themselves, it may still be possible to fabricate an artificial hatching enzyme using indigenous ingredients. However, the only surviving source of that information may be the sea emperor itself. Hi. And then we have this buried waygate over here. We have to wait for it to make a loop around. We can't dig this out ourselves. If you could be a little quicker about it, though, because I can't stay down here forever. No? Okay, let me go grab a breath real quick and then we'll figure out how to trigger that. And I guess this is nicer than the last episode we did, because we know that the sea dragon is currently clipping through the facility, and he eventually clipped his way into here and got stuck in here, so it was impossible to talk to the Emperor without being attacked by the sea dragon. Oh, right. I have to do this. There we go.
My young need to hatch, to play outside this place. We have been here so long. The others built a passage to reach the world outside. I asked them for this freedom, but they could not hear me. If you help us, I will give you freely what the others tried in vain to take.
I will help you. Now, so we have to make the enzymes. Do we have a... We don't have the blueprint for it yet. No, we don't. I will help you. Nice.
With the passage you have opened, my young can leave this place. But first they must feel the time is right and break free of their shells. This is what the others could not force from me. To you, I give the secret willingly.
Okay. So now we have the blueprints for hatching enzymes, which is from
Acquired.
various bits of plant from around the world, which I can only assume, because I haven't been through them yet, I can only assume involves those portals outside. They'll take us to different biomes where we can find these things. But we have to go, and that portal just leads back to the quarantine and fourth and platform, just like outside of it. I went through that one last time, and it was a whole thing. I got ferret feathers stuck in the giant moon pool at that place. So we have to go find that, and then we also have another thing to. Emperor specimens' eggs are attached to some form of incubator. Normal life cycle, it seems. Yeah, we already read through all that. Okay. Available biological data has been found or used to synthesize the effects of the alien bacterium on the Sea Emperor's natural life cycle. The creature likely lived and moved in small herds around the planet's ocean trenches, coming to the surface to feed off of the huge volumes of microorganisms in the shallower waters. Family size would be strictly limited to the available food supply. Offspring would likely split off at a young age to form their own herds elsewhere. Given their sparse population, mating and egg-laying was likely infrequent, perhaps a once-in-a-lifetime event. The species that had a preferred environment for egg-laying, in fact, successful hatching... The species likely had a preferred environment for egg-laying. In fact, successful hatching may depend on such conditions. Given the rarity of this event, it is impossible to calculate those conditions precisely. There is no evidence to support the assumption that all members of the species were immune from the alien bacterium. Even if this is so, there is evidence that the introduction of the bacterium decimated life on the planet, and this would have had catastrophic effects on the Emperor's food supply and survival rates. The symbiotic relationship between this specimen and other life forms likely developed as a direct result of the bacterial infection. Those life forms which learned to keep the Emperor alive survived with its help. This may explain the vast tracts of lifeless ocean and a rough perimeter around the Emperor's location. Huh? Ooh. So yeah. I think that might suggest that the bacteria is something that was either developed here and just ran rampant, or it was introduced, because it does apparently exist on other planets. So it was very likely it was introduced and they just adapted well to it. But we have a game plan for next episode. This feels like it was significantly shorter, mainly because I didn't spend half of it fighting with vehicles and dodging the sea dragon while trying to talk to our Emperor friend over here. But we have a plan. We have to go through the other portals up here. We have to bring back plant samples. We have to make the enzyme and hatch the eggs. And then hopefully we can talk to the Emperor and she will cure us. Because she does have the capability to do that. And then afterwards we can use the blueprints that Altera sent us for the escape rocket. Can I not get out of here on my own? Oh, that's fun. Okay. Yeah, I can't get out of here on my own, it would seem. Well, we could use the planes that Altera sent us for the escape rocket to escape after we... Ooh, there we go. Nice. Just gotta jet yourself out of there. We have to remember to turn off the death laser, which we should be able to do once we get cured because of the probe at the interface. the reason it shut us out is because it probed us, saw that we were infected, and said, no, you can't shut us down because you're dirty. But yeah, we have an in-game plan.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Let's go ahead and gather some more of these, because why not? It might come in handy. But yeah, that's what we're going to do next time. Until then, leave a like if you liked, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!